Hello. I wanted to do an honest review. If I have time, I don't have a whole lot of time. But if I have time, I listen to a lot of debates, like when I'm doing something else. Typically, when I'm getting ready for bed, what I like to do is, play a sports game, NBA Live, and I'll listen to a debate, a Christian, an atheist debate, or a speaker while I'm playing a game without the sound, and that kind of gets me ready for bed, like 45 minutes before I go to bed. And I was thinking that maybe after I listen to the debate, when I had time, I can't do it. I'm like kind of really tired. I'd be half asleep, if I did it at night. But sometime after the debate, put my honest reviews on is the debate worth watching, and what I think about it. I recently saw the debate of Mike Winger against Matt Dillahunty. Now, Matt Dillahunty is a lot more famous. He did the Atheist Experience, based in Houston. Based in Texas. I don't know what city it was. Mike Winger's an up-and-comer Christian, very smart. I don't know about his background very much, but I listened to the debate. It was about 2 hours long, and I left with a mixed approach. Honestly, it wasn't worthwhile all the way through. Honestly, in my honest opinion, unbiased opinion. Now, I'm a Christian, so when I look at a debate like this, I'm watching it as a Christian. Okay, I'm not watching it as unbiased. But truthfully, unbiased as I can be, even though I am biased, you could watch it for an hour and get as much out of it as you would watching the whole thing. I think you would come to the same conclusion. I watched the whole thing, and that the extra hour or the extra 47 minutes or whatever, it didn't change my opinion of what went on. Matt doesn't know the historical process very well. He doesn't understand that claims are evidences. Now, there's a difference between a historical claim, a historical evidence, and a fact. Okay? And what we have are, in history, most of history aren't facts. A lot of history, what we know about the ancient world, is based on historical probability. And the probabilities is based on ancient claims, which are evidences, like in a court case. And, it's based on historical claims, like Caesar crossing the Rubicon. That's based on a historical claim that he crossed the Rubicon. We don't have archaeology evidence that he actually crossed, based on a claim that he passed. And even if you say, oh well, the Senate claimed it, well, that's a claim still that he passed it, and they didn't actually firsthand, the whole Senate witness that he passed it. It's based on a claim after the fact. George Washington crossing the Delaware, it's based on a claim. A claim is evidence, and Matt Dillahunty doesn't get that. History is based on it. 99.9% of history is based on evidence. And that's how we get, as I explained in one of my videos that you should watch if you don't get what I'm saying, on how the scientific theory can't prove or disprove 99.9% of history. I made a video on that, and I used the Battle of the Alamo for an example. The scientific theory is just unreliable as gaining information about history. The historical process is a whole other thing about gaining information. That's Matt's weakness. Matt doesn't get that. And Matt also, he used his mother, and he said, well, my mother, she thought she saw a demon. And he compared that to the disciples thinking that they saw Jesus Christ. And that's ludicrous. Okay? Now, if his mom actually, first of all, if his mom, if his dad, and if his brother, 3 people had the exact same hallucination, well, then we could be talking. But I never heard of 3 people had the exact same hallucination before. I never heard of it before. And Mary at Fatima, that was Fatima, that was not the exact same. That's not the exact same hallucination. And if his mother would have seen the demon digest food, if she would have actually touched the physical demon, but she didn't do any of that stuff. What she saw was, a hallucination. But clearly what the scriptures say is that the disciples, all of them, actually had a physical Jesus. Matt doesn't actually see that. And he fell into the trap of the Apostle Paul's encounter. He thinks that the Apostle Paul hallucinated with Jesus Christ's resurrection. No, and Matt had the scriptures to back that up, and Mike did. Mike had the scriptures, and he really laid it on. So, that's Matt's weakness. Mike's weakness is that every time that, now, Mike had this subject a lot better. Now, usually when a Christian debates an atheist, the proof or the person that has to make the better point is the Christian, because they're making the claim. But the debate of the subject is the resurrection unreasonable? So Matt actually had to make the claim. So based on that, I would give this a draw. Now, if it was, is Jesus' resurrection the most reasonable, then I would say Matt won. But based on the way they worded that, I would say it was a draw. Now, Mike didn't do so hot in this debate, but he was a ton more reasonable. Now, knowledgeable. I meant knowledgeable, not reasonable. Matt has a lot of reason, and he's quick-witted. He's so much more quick-witted than me. He's so much more of a faster speaker than I am. If I debated Matt Dillahunty in a verbal debate, he would crush me. Now, if it was a written debate, I would beat him. I'm more educated than he is. If it was a written debate, I'm confident I would beat him. If I had no job, if my job was basically his job, and my responsibilities were his responsibilities, and I had all day and I could focus just on that, yes, I could beat him. But if 2 hours, if we had to go back and forth, he would say more. But keep in mind that, the winner of a debate is not necessarily the person that's right, because Mike's opening statement, he had so much knowledge that he just unwielded, and if he would have gone back to that knowledge, and he would have reinforced it throughout the debate, he would have won. But he didn't. When Matt questioned it, and when Matt put Mike to the test, it's almost like Matt got hurt. It's kind of almost like he was really tender-hearted. And Mike, if you're listening to this, I want to be your friend, okay? I like you. You are like a really nice guy. And Matt, you're a nice guy too, okay? I would like to be both of your friends. I'm not criticizing either of your characters. But I'm saying, for an objective listener, Mike, you didn't recover when Matt criticized you. When he was critical of you took it really personally, and then you started to stutter, and you looked like you were about to cry. You never got back on your feet. If you would have kept your same intensity that you had from your same intensity from your opening prologue. Now, I understand, yes, debating is harder than I can imagine. Now, I've debated before, but it's been a long time and nothing like what you just did. So, yes, I get it's harder. Matt has a lot more experience. Mike, if you do like 30 or 40 more debates, you are going to be so much better than Matt Dillahunty. You are going to be very good, because the knowledge you bring to the table, you are more knowledgeable than Matt, and you have a better case. You are going to be better, and I think you're probably going to be better than William Lane Craig. You are going to be you got to get tougher skin though. Like William Lane Craig, if he's put to the test, he doesn't let it get to him. You need to get like that. You need to keep that same fire that you started with for that rebuttal, and don't let it get to your heart. Matt, he didn't let it get to him. You know, when you questioned him, he just fought back. He fired back. He never, looked like he was about to quiver or cry. So, based on everything I said, and if I just confused you, if you just listened for half an hour, well, I shouldn't even say I'm sorry if you just listened to half an hour, half a minute. Basically, it was a draw. That's my opinion, based on the evidence, because the resurrection was unreasonable. That was what they were proving. Thank you.